Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Chris Perron here at Perron Chiropractic in Reston, Virginia, just a few minutes outside of Washington, D.C. And in this episode of our learning series, I'm going to talk to you about scoliosis. Scoliosis, something we've all heard of. Maybe you did that little check back in middle school where you bend forward and the gym teacher checks you and sees, hey, you got a little curve there and so on. You know, it's not a bad thing. But here's the ticket with scoliosis. Scoliosis is best dealt with before it starts. The number one way to accomplish that is getting your little children adjusted. And little, I mean newborns, infants, toddlers. Why? Because scoliosis is really, picture a tree that you plant on a flat ground, right? And the tree is straight up and it grows straight. Well, that's how our spine is supposed to grow as well. Well, what happens if the ground is tilted and the tree starts this way because the ground's tilted? Well, the tree is going to curve to go up towards the sun. Well, guess what? Our bodies do the same thing. Well, this tilt equates to your tailbone, your pelvis. And if the pelvis is misaligned, and we're talking from birth on through, well, if the pelvis is misaligned, it tips. And by getting that adjusted and fixed up ASAP, that is the best way to ensure that scoliosis is not a factor in your life. Now, if you're watching this video, odds are high you probably already have scoliosis or you know somebody who does. Well, not all is lost. We see tons of patients with scoliosis, and I'm talking from the most minor little curvature to very extreme, and they do fantastic. So it is not some horrible thing that's going to ruin your life. There's a few patients that are in their 60s with significant scoliosis that are some of my most active patients, and they are not suffering. They are living very full lives. So it's not a sentence of bad things. Is it ideal? Of course not. But it can be dealt with, just like a lot of things, to where we make it to where it's not a big deal. Now, can we fix a scoliosis once there's a curve there? The answer is no. And you know what? Nobody else can either. But it doesn't need to be. The way we work with scoliosis is this. We are able to check each individual joint along that path. So although the path might be a little bit circuitous, it doesn't mean that the nerves coming off of each joint can't be made to make sure that they're functioning okay. Because our analysis through activator methods is a testing that taps into your own nervous system to see if the nerves along each joint in your spine is happy with the way things are or not. And by making sure that all the nerves are happy, then that means your body is going to function the way it's supposed to, because proper function means your brain can talk to your body parts and your body parts can talk to your brain. And that feedback loop is continuous, and that's what keeps your body in check. So that's why it's very important, in fact, more important for somebody with scoliosis. You just basically just have a little less latitude to play with, is to make sure that things are functioning correctly. That's how you avoid degeneration, wear and tear on the joints, sooner than it ever needs to be, if it even needs to be, because it doesn't a lot of times. We want to make sure that things function as best they can. And mainly my message is I want to be optimistic and positive with you, because again, we see lots of people with scoliosis, and 99 times out of 100, it is really not a big deal when dealt with correctly. Exercises are important. There's basically the bar's a little bit higher as far as the upkeep to make sure that you are healthy. But honestly, it's the same stuff that me and you and everybody else should be doing anyway. You just got a little less latitude. But with some basic stuff, scoliosis we found it can be a non-issue. So not to be dismissed by any stretch, but it doesn't mean that it has to have a practical effect in your day-to-day life. So if you have questions about your personal situation, definitely feel free to give the office a call, send us an email. If you found this helpful, hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe and find out about other conditions we deal with as well. And again, I'm Dr. Chris Perron, and I look forward to meeting you.